Stanley Dean Witter shot of the day from the men's final. Pete Sampras showing that he had the talent and the desire to win his sixth Wimbledon championship. Sampras redefining court coverage as he earns his 12th Grand Slam title. Our Morgan Stanley Dean Witter shot of the day. And now let's go back to center court for the quarterfinals played Friday between John McEnroe, Steffi Graf. They won the first set 6-4 against Justin Gimelstob and Venus Williams. But Graf has been broken to start the second set. Gimelstob to serve, Graf to receive.
Chrissy, if I went right for it, I would have hit her. Okay? Let's be honest. I was 4 feet away.
Well, almost every member of these two partnerships was nailed at least once during this match.
There in plenty of time. Butchered that forehand. Can't believe how much I missed that by. That's normal for doubles, though, Dick. You don't have a tattoo or two after a match, then you haven't been involved or competing. Par for the course in doubles.
6-5 Gimelstob played at UCLA.
That was one of the few serves of the day that he hit harder than Williams.
Really, Williams?
And I wish I was kidding.
Venus Williams, who came so close to beating Steffi Graf. That memorable match, 3-setter.
Right, the day before she has a double dose of Steffi this tournament.
Left. Well, you energized the interest in mixed doubles, John McEnroe, with Graf. The fans here at Wimbledon just were so delighted by your matches.
That's why my stomach's aching. I didn't have a chance to finish the job. Venus is a little flat-footed there. She should have done more with that volley. Once it sat up there, it made it easy for Steffi.
As you can see, the match taking place in the late afternoon, early evening with the long shadows, but there wasn't a seat to be found at center court.
But it was difficult to see, which may have contributed to Venus's volley there. It was very tricky at net. Justin, by the way, had lost his serve at 4-5. The sun was in my eyes on the other end. That's why I let Steffi serve. He was serving well. We lost serve. And there's inexplicableness from Gimelstob there. Those are the type of shots you can ill afford to miss if you want to win the mixed doubles, or doubles for that matter.
Steffi, who hasn't played a lot of doubles, she's won one Grand Slam with Gabriela Sabatini at Wimbledon, but just puts a lot more emphasis on her singles.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Wants to practice, makes up the time on the practice court, doesn't want to play the late hours.
Now McEnroe at break point, a chance to get back on serve.
Watch this, Dick. Like this.
So McEnroe Graf 1-all in the second after winning the first set, 6-4. We're back with Chris Evert and John McEnroe as Mac serving at 1-all in the second.
That's the way you taught me, right? You know, the ball, get a second serve, make sure you hit it at the opponent's feet. Gimelstob with the error. I get a chance to serve once again, show off that big booming lefty serve with all that pace, almost as hard as Venus's. Not quite.
Yeah, but the women have a tough time returning your serve. I mean, there are no big lefty women players on the tour, so they could practice against. Where is your serve now compared to when you were, in peak form, as far as miles per hour?
As far as miles per hour, it's probably a little harder, actually, funnily enough. And I noticed here, looking at Venus this year, that she has yet to play a lefty the entire year. And where she's standing is absolutely perfect for me. She's inside the baseline. That gives me tons of options. I can slice it right into her body, slice it out wide, hit it flat. and she's not going to, I believe, do a whole lot of damage on my serve.
Just
From that position, even though I guess she thought she was trying to intimidate me.
Or cut off the angle.
But I did tell her on the first changeover that I very much appreciated where she was standing. I'd like her to stay right there, and that'd be just right for me. And she obliged.
Now, at this point, at quarterfinals, you had every indication with victory you'd be playing in the semifinals. Graf had not hinted at all that she was withdrawing.
I had every indication as I walked out of the booth yesterday after we had finished the semifinals. So I felt like it was my first marriage. I was the last to find out.
30-15. Breakups are personal, even in this team.
When the runners are from NBC know before you do, things are rough. See, that's the serve where you stand there, and you pointed out, Chris, that you haven't played many lefties. Well, you got to give yourself a chance, and there's enough spin in that old body still to give her some problems, I'd like to think.
That one ate her up. 40-15 at 1-all. And another ace for John McEnroe. 2-1, second set. McEnroe Graf own a set. 1999 Wimbledon quarterfinal, center court. Venus Williams to serve to Graf.
I see what you mean about that serve. She's been very serene without Serena this tournament, hasn't she?
Yes, not many smiles and not that girlish attitude.
No, hasn't looked really happy and maybe misses her sister.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've never played against a woman who served as hard as she had. Plus, she's hitting the back of the tape. I mean, that serve was not an easy serve to. I'm making excuses here, but not an easy serve to handle. You're consistently hitting her first serve at 115 miles an hour.
No, I think that's what Lindsay did today against Graf. She was serving some big serves. More and more players are serving. Alexander Stevenson has a big serve. But to be consistent, that's another thing.
Well, clearly, Lindsay and Venus win the award for the biggest hitters in the women's game.
Who is that masked man over there diving on the lawn?
Just wanted to show we could still do it the old part.
40-15.
Actually, I was hoping it'd go in. You know, it looks a little dubious when the ball doesn't go over the net, but I was ready.
A la Boris Becker.
That's right.
There you go. Thank heavens it's Graf.
That's exactly why we're doing it. You don't see Becker even diving on Graf anymore. Pete Sampras had a little cut on his elbow, but he's not feeling a thing right now. He's got the game's arguably biggest forehand. That's why you stick her over there on the deuce court. Appeared to catch that one a little bit late, but Gimmel stopped flat-footed.
Another point for 2-all. Now you're going to do a Ken Griffey and go up over the top and make the play. It's 2-all in the second. Up with a swing. McEnroe, back. He's at the warning track. He's at the wall.
There is a wall there, by the way.
Pretty close.
I played in the 16 and under nationals and ran straight into a light post, knocked myself unconscious. Number 2 seed way back when. And I want to thank David Markin personally on the air for allowing me 35 minutes to recover for that.
Two quick points for Steffi Graf. We're at 2-all. Second set, McEnroe Graf won the first set.
I must admit, when I looked at your draw, I thought this would be the team that would give you the toughest time in the whole draw. I mean, only because they've won.
They did give us the toughest time.
Yeah, you're right. They did. But, I mean, in the quarterfinals, but they've won 2 Grand Slams. And then I thought after you won this match, we don't really want to talk about it right now.
No, not particularly. Should we wait till off the air? We can really rip it.
Double fault Graf, 30-15. Both Graf and McEnroe going after the umpire.
I have to back her up, you see. She's going to question the call. I got to be there for her.
Whoa.
Make sure he's awake over there.
40-15. Gimelstob and Venus Williams won both the 98 Australian and French Open championships in mixed.
Serena's even won a mixed doubles championship.
Here in Max Murney won Wimbledon last year, I believe.
That's right.
Unable to defend their title. Max ended up playing with Mary Pierce, lost pretty early.
And he also won the U.S. Open.
Right. So the Williams sisters had a stranglehold on the net.
Then in women's doubles, they won the French Open this year.
As a sister partnership.
Right. So they've had a much better record in doubles as far as Grand Slams than singles. Now she's got that reach, doesn't she?
She's got incredible reach. And you think you hit a good half volley, and she just sort of sticks out those long arms, and not only that, she does something with it.
Yeah.
Justin was a little worked up in this match.
Advantage, mid-ball.
Well, and he was off the court here. I think he thought that this ball would be maybe more of an angle from you, and then he decided, oh my gosh, I might be able to get that.
He thought maybe I'd hit it on the string, which I didn't hit too many.
Started a little bit too late.
Well done. McEnroe Graf, 3-2 in the second. We're back. Justin Gimelstob from Morristown, New Jersey. He's ranked in singles number 66. And he serves at 2-3 in the second set. McEnroe Graf 6-4 in the first. Good return from Graf.
It's a good return, but Justin's got to move his feet more and not just stick his racket. Take a big, long step. You got to take little, quick steps, a la our old buddy Vitas Karolaitis, who did that beautifully. Justin, by the way, has won 3 doubles tournaments this year. Scottsdale, Atlanta, Nottingham with Richie Renneberg, 1, and Patrick Galbraith, 2 others.
Have you played against him before in doubles?
No, I haven't. No, this is the first time. There you go.
Right in the center of the racket, too.
It was, absolutely. Yeah, I was expecting the backhand. He caught me by surprise, but it was hit.
30.
You don't think I meant this?
No.
What were you trying to do?
I meant to hit it over her other shoulder.
Soft hands, boy.
About 30.
Yeah, that's a great bomber there.
He's a wreck out there. I mean, he's nervous. I mean, he's playing 2 legends for crying out loud, and he's just forcing it, trying so hard, but he's not settled down at all.
This is about to be the 3rd straight time he's been broken.
Not good.
Not good if you're the man in a mixed doubles partnership. And now all too aware that Venus is hitting the serve, 5-10 miles an hour harder than he is most of the time.
God, he was known to have like one of the biggest serves in men's tennis.
There's the break to take the lead, 4-2 in this second set.
I should have sent her a tape of this match before she withdrew. She looked happy into it. What happened? Boy, things changed fast.
I know that in your days in the 1980s when you were in 5 straight Wimbledon finals and won 3 of those, you would zone in and zone out. Didn't always know who was around you, but in doubles, mixed doubles, you have a chance to feel the crowd more.
I wish I had told Fleming to take a hike a couple times now. No, actually, I don't wish I had.
But the presence here at center court, and you had to know that the crowd was enjoying.
Felt great, I must say. I mean, that's an understatement. 7 years since I'd even played here.
And she obeys.
John, I have to speak on behalf of her because I went in the locker room and talked a little bit to the Graf camp.
Yes.
And
you can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, well, it has to, she basically they said that, her thigh was getting stiff. She'd have to wait 2 or 3 hours before a court would open up, which they only could put you on. Now listen to me. They only could put you on center, 1 or 2. Those courts had matches on them. And she said, well, put us on the side court. And they said, no. For security reasons, you cannot go on to court 3 or court 4. And she said, well, if I can't play in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to stiffen up, and I'm out of here. And that was her statement.
Well, that's pretty weak. Thought you were going to do better than that.
No, well, that's her.
She would do better than that. I don't even think you should have reported it. Now I'm really mad. I thought I was mad yesterday. Now I'm steam's coming out of my head.
See what journalism does for you, Chris?
Yeah, boy, I went in the locker room and asked them and got all this insight.
Thanks, Chrissy. That was really
John doesn't even care.
It wasn't as if John McEnroe didn't know there was a danger or risk when this partnership was developed.
Yeah, John, we were teasing you about this the whole time.
40 love.
Martina Pilova asked her to play last year, and she said yes, and all of a sudden the day before the draw, she said no.
1 game away from the semifinals of Wimbledon. I wonder how they'll do. So a game away from victory. John McEnroe and Steffi Graf enjoying the support of the sellout at center court. Time. And Venus Williams to serve at 2-5. And it was apparent that the fans wanted Williams to do well. They did not want this to end. They were enjoying it far too much.
Good reflexes.
Bad shot is what it was on my part. That's one you should have perhaps clocked him in the leg, just a little gentle, like
stuck his racket out there.
I just was being too nice at that point.
So you're really impressed with Venus Williams?
Impressed with her first serve. Her second serve's got some work to do. Good to the old guy.
Were you being nice to her there, too?
Well, I was, I was trying to go at her, nothing
right
serious.
There.
That was a mistake, as it turned out. He's got that long reach, I'm not used to seeing girls with that long a reach.
How long before she's going to win a major? Is she right there? I mean, she says she is. You got a chance to see her up close?
Well, I think she is. She's certainly, knocking on the door. Somewhat surprised that she hasn't done it yet, but the pressure's going to start building. It's not going to be easy for her, but certainly the U.S. Open, I'd say hardcourt is probably her best surface. So that's what she has the best shot at this point. There, or the Australian, I suppose.
She's already reached the final of the U.S. Open, so that's the next step, is to win it. She and Serena have made themselves available for Fed Cup in a couple of weeks in semifinals against Italy. That's the first time they made themselves available, so that's great for the USA. You talked about today, John, the camaraderie between Sampras and Courier and Agassi, and the women have it too, between Lindsay Davenport and Stellis, Mary Jo Fernandez. I mean, they all rally around. No, but the Fed Cup in the past has been the women that I just named, and they rally around each other and watch each other's matches, and they're good buddies. But now Venus is very interested. They want to play, but they also need to play in order to qualify for the Olympics. So maybe there's a little ulterior motive there.
There we go. Ouch. Payback.
Sorry, John.
Real sorry.
Sure.
I could let court drop me over.
40-30.
You didn't have to do that, but I suppose I deserved it.
Better in the leg than face.
That's for sure. That's why I turned away.
Well, Venus Williams holds. 5-3 in the second. And we welcome you back to Wimbledon on this final Sunday of the fortnight. Pete Sampras and Lindsay Davenport on the 4th of July. We'll go back to the United States as champions. This is the quarterfinal action at center court in mixed doubles. And Steffi Graf serving for the victory. It's 5-3.
She hits the ball hard, so this is opens the door for this little flick cross court, because you have to respect the one up the middle. That's a very dangerous shot for Venus Williams.
Steffi was still close to the net, too. That makes it even a better shot.
Oh, a couple of points from breaking back.
15-30.
Just didn't move his feet on that.
The last thing you want to do on a serve that's hitting the line is to pull up. You want to stay down, and that's exactly what Justin did. Not surprisingly, missed that return well wide.
Good move, though. I mean, it's a good shot that Steffi tried, because anytime the ball is low to your feet, you have to know that the guy's going to try to cross. So it's actually
it was a good move by Justin to put that pressure on her. She's not used to having to come up with that volley. But that's the type of shot that Justin needs to make if he wants to win a Wimbledon mixed double. He's got Steffi where he wants it, both at net, and misses a relatively easy backhand volley there.
And a second break point.
Venus showing signs of tightness there, because she does not normally miss that return.
It's almost like she does better when she has pace, and that was a pretty easy serve.
You poaching here?
Don't think so, Dick. I was trying to get over there, because clearly Steffi's struggling a little bit this game, so trying to inch my way over without opening the door completely down the line.
Well, the double penalty gives Williams and Williams another break point.
What are you telling her right there?
Well, we're just basically, since obviously we haven't played before, just letting each other know where she's going to serve. So I have an idea, so I can maybe jump on it if it's a good serve. Although, hit a second serve here again. So you can see, actually, in retrospect, we're a little bit lucky to get out of this game. I should have put away this shot, but I admittedly was a little tight, and the one thing I did not want to do was miss it. So I made sure I got it in. I didn't do as much with it as I would have liked, but there looked a little miscommunication there. Saved us.
Could he use some more of those serves today in the finals against Lindsay?
So match point for Graf McEnroe.
I want to make an announcement, Jeff. It's my final.
I want to see it in writing.
Yeah.
it for 6-3. Sadly, Graf decides not to play in the semifinals. Who knows? We may have been watching them in a championship match today. There was no question as to the rating that effort would have gotten from these fans. They love every stroke.
Well, I'm glad I had a chance to enjoy it at least this time. The crowd was fabulous. Get a chance to be back on center court at Wimbledon, which is the greatest court in tennis in my book. Would have played Kornikova-Bjorkman in the semis. That would have been interesting and fun.
Well, to have your two kids watching you. I mean, has that happened?
Kevin and Ruby, they were quite excited. We're looking forward to another match. So, needless to say, it's got to be honest, a huge disappointment. I never thought mixed doubles could be this disappointing.
Well, coming up next, our final thoughts. Salute to John McEnroe's Hall of Fame induction and our memories of another Wimbledon. That's after a Sun America Sports Desk and these messages.
He'd write a play about John McEnroe. What would he call it? Well, how about Macbeth or Macbeast? There's been a little of both in this wondrous career. We first saw him here at Wimbledon as a kid, and it was clear then that he would become a champion, an all-time great player, destined for the International Tennis Hall of Fame.
In 1977, Mary Carrillo came over and said, Billy, I want you to see this guy, John McEnroe. I think you're going to love the way he plays. And she just sat there amazed at this kid. I'm just amazed. And she's asking, well, what do you do? How do you practice? Practice? You know, what do you do to train? What do you do? Weight? It would never have occurred to John to do any of that kind of stuff.
He's 18, a qualifier out of the O-Zone. His first look at center court. His first look at Jimmy Connors. Gone that day, but he will return with a vengeance.
I really enjoyed playing. You could see the place was full, and I was really excited, and I was happy with the way I played. And you know, I lost. I can't be happy about that. But you're playing Jimmy Connors, so it's pretty hard to expect to win.
Jimmy Connors was too tough for the kid, but 3 years later, the epic battle against Bjorn Borg that barely fell short for Mac.
Well, this is one of the most dramatic matches I've ever seen, ever. Quite remarkable. The match against Borg was the most extraordinary tennis played in the most intense setting. When you get that kind of drama and that kind of excellence together, I never saw anything like it in any other sport.
They weren't playing Wimbledon, they were playing each other. And they were just, bringing out the best in one another. It was fantastic to see. It was just amazing tennis at such a crucial stage. It was remarkable. That whole match was remarkable.
I've never seen anything like it.
As the career went along, Macbeth came out with Macbeth, and a lot of things happened. You cannot be serious.
You can't be serious.
You cannot be serious. What did I say, umpire? Tell me.
Please tell me.
Please tell me.
That ball was on the line. Dog flew up.
I think in the long run, I have to control a little bit better, else I won't get the best tennis I can get out of my game.
The normal Joe off the street who wasn't necessarily an avid tennis follower would read about him and watch him and appreciate his great tennis, but also want to see how he acted on the court.
No possible way. Is it against the law to argue?
You're a normally sensitive person, and I can understand.
Well, I don't think you need to say normally,
Well, they're a sensitive person. Thank you.
You could criticize this about him or that about him with maybe a situation how he's handled himself. But I got to say, he has been so great for the game.
When you think of John McEnroe, what you really remember is what he used to be able to do with the racket and the tennis ball.
He played the game like nobody else did, with the sort of feel and magic touch.
I can just still see him coming and sort of doing this and ball slipping into the corners. It was almost magic.
He played, it seemed so easy, whatever he did out there.
Created excitement from outside the tennis world?
One of the greatest of all time.
Very few people are as passionate about his sport as he is.
Artist craftsman. Just beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful.
What I'll remember John McEnroe for, and what others will too, is his greatness as a player. That's why he'll have his niche at Newport, Rhode Island, the International Tennis Hall of Fame.
Well, the induction takes place next Saturday in Newport.